Hello humans! This month is September, so we are studying Latin America in art and music, and the artists that we're studying are Fernando Botero and Romero Britto. Now, Fernando Botero drew these figures that look really robust and have a lot of volume, and Romero Britto, I actually did a unit on him in second grade, so you might remember that he partnered with Disney and made a lot of patterned artwork. September 6th will be Labor Day, so that Monday we won't have school. The reason I chose Latin America for this month is because September 15th to October 15th is Hispanic Heritage Month. And our virtue of the month is responsibility. Every year at the beginning of the year, I always have students do a self-portrait. And this year has been a weird year, so I thought it might be interesting to do our self-portraits with our face, but attached to like a fish. I thought, what if kids want to be a turtle? That would be fine. Or maybe an octopus. We could work on our blending, between blending our face color and whatever animal color we're using. It's creative, I like it, but we also need to tie it into Romero Britto and his type of work. So this is just practice, but I thought we might do something like a face and a fish, and then the background of our drawing could be sort of Romero Britto inspired in the water. So today we're going to do some practice to get ready for that larger project. You will need a practice sheet of paper today and a pencil. It doesn't matter if your paper is long ways or wide. I have mine wide ways. They call this landscape. But you can put yours either way, and this is just practice. So we're not making a perfect piece of art. First, I'd like to practice a few ways to draw eyes. We're going to draw a flat part on the top and a flat part on the bottom, right? So it's almost like we're making a box, but not a box. And then 2 points on either side. All right, so you've got this shape, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. 2 straight horizontal lines, parallel lines, and I'm going to make a point on this side and a point on that side. So right now they look not very human, but if I round them out, so you can take your pencil and really round out the top, go over that again, and they start to take some shape. Round out this side and the bottom. Now the inner corner has a little tear duct there. And put that there. That helps to make it even more human. And I like to put most of the eye at the top half rather than on this bottom part. So it sort of sits like that. But the eyes could be going any direction, right? So your pupil's going to go in here, and it's going to be colored in black, assumedly. I've learned this new technique where you sort of draw a face. You make a big sort of an eye here and an eye there, and then like a mouth here. If you think of it this way, it's like an eye, and a mouth. See it? See the face, right? But that's inside the eye over here. So I've got, these are white, and then the pupil is black. When you really focus on it, it looks a bit strange, but once you color it in, it seems to, it pops nicely. So these are like the shines of the eye, really shiny. Then the iris of the eye I would color in more lightly. Lightly coloring in the iris of the eye. All right, so this area, we want a water line underneath. That's a line that's in a little further from the other. If you're like, Mrs. Timogo, I have my own way of doing eyes and it's not this, that's fine. You could do your eyes in your own way. I'm totally fine with that. And eyelashes. Now you notice when I'm doing these eyes, I'm going back and forth between the two eyes. It's generally a bad idea to draw out one eye entirely and then to try to make another eye look just like it. But if you draw little bits on each one, then they're more likely to look similar. The bottom lashes are usually more curly, but smaller. These turned out very nice. These are just okay, but okay, all right. So there's some eyes. Maybe your eyes are more flat on the bottom. Mine are more flat on the bottom. So that means this curve here is going to be less and the curve on the top would be more. So my eye is probably shaped a little more like this. And I have what's called a hooded eye. That means that this upper part, where some people would have a big crease right here, my crease is very low. So this part of my eye is a little puffy, but maybe your eye is different than that. So we're doing self-portraits. We want to sort of make it look like us if we can, as much as you can make it look like yourself. So take a moment to practice drawing some eyes. Sometimes you can do like a T in the middle, like that, and then draw the pupil just behind it. It looks silly, but once it comes together, it actually looks like a camera flash, or like we're looking at something. It's like a blobby T. Let me go ahead and connect that pupil on one side. That's nice. All right, moving on. Another thing that I'd like for us to practice is drawing smiles. So a lot of times we draw a mouth like a banana, but really truly the center of the mouth stays pretty much the same. And it's just the corners of the mouth that go up a bit, right? So if you think about this middle part, this V of the lip, this is the Cupid's bow. And then we've got our lips that come along. And I'm going to draw the bottom lip about as big as the top one, like this. And this is quite a smile. This is a person that's smiling. Maybe you are a boy that wants to make sure that your character looks like a boy. You can pretty much keep this the same, but don't connect the lip like that. A lot of times that will work as like a cartoonesque, cartoony mouth. You might make the lip a little more realistic and have like a little tiny dip here in the center of the lip, and this part dip outward. Well, that looks kind of bad actually, but okay. We'll clean it up. We'll make it look nicer, hopefully. Have you ever had those days where you're just not drawing very well? I feel like that's me today. Give it some pattern to it. Make it more fun. Maybe polka dots. There we go. Lovely. All right. Let's look at teeth. If we're going to make this weird, it might as well be all the way weird. So teeth, we've got two big ones. These are our incisors. If we were drawing a rabbit, that's probably all we would draw. And then we've got two that are slightly smaller than the big ones. These are lateral incisors. That means they're next to the word lateral. Lateral. And I got Invisaligns just because my lateral incisors were crooked. Now you want to be really careful about the canine teeth. I know canines are the pointy ones, but if you make them too long, your characters generally look like vampires. If you make them too flat, then they look suspicious. Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious. So I like to make them mostly rounded with one flat part here, because that's the way mine look. You might try this looking in a mirror at home. So you've got incisor, incisor, two lateral incisors, your canine teeth, then you have a premolar, and you can only see part of that, but it is kind of a squarish blunt tooth, premolar. Then you have another premolar right here, and I feel like if you draw more teeth after that, it's going to look very strange. I'm going to draw the gums like we're smiling, like we mean it. This little piece of skin that connects your gums to your lip is called your frenulum. If you pull on your upper lip, you'll probably feel your frenulum being pulled on. There we go. Then we've got the lip. How much lower teeth can we see? Let's see here. Maybe this one and a lateral incisor on the bottom. So these two are incisors, lateral incisor. We do have a bottom canine tooth. I feel like my bottom teeth are way too small, so we're gonna use a lip to cover that up, and it's gonna look lovely. This part is usually a little dark if we're smiling very big. If I were coloring this, and we will color at the end, I would probably make the gums a dark pink, and this area inside the mouth pretty dark, maybe like a mauve, probably not red, not black either. I mean, unless you want to make it black, I guess that would be fine. Why is the upper lip so much bigger than the lower lip? I don't know. It's weird, actually. Let me make the lower one larger. There we go. Yes, teeth. Teeth on a fish. Ah, yes. Teeth. Okay, this last one is really important, and it's banners, okay? A banner is just a wavy piece of fabric that looks like a ribbon. It's just a ribbon, really. So let's practice drawing some banners. This is a banner, and it's going to be the header for my banners. So if you're making a banner, you want to make one line that curves somewhere. It can curve twice. And then you want to imagine that you're looking at the top edge of a ribbon. So make it cut at the end like a ribbon. You would see this going all the way to the edge. Then I'm going to start here. I'm going to draw a line down and all the way over the edge. And from this edge down and all the way over. I'm going to make this cut as well. I could have made that larger. So now you see we've got the front parts of the ribbon, right? And I'm going to draw the back parts, down and in, down and in. Let's try on a straight ribbon, or one with just one bend in it. So draw like a U like that. You cut one end of your ribbon, And when you get to here, it would just meet there and then go down like that, right? Somewhere else. And you might draw some shadow on one side to show where it is bending. Let's try again. Like this. Cut the ribbon, draw straight down, and cut the end of this ribbon. You have a nice ribbon. Now let's try one where we've got two edges that are back and one edge that's in front, like this. So the front edge you're going to make into your name, right? And then the back edge is the back part of your ribbon. And there's one thing left. You would be able to see this part where the ribbon folds behind. And then I would go back and shade in along here to visually show where the ribbon is bending. So this is just practice. If you're a little behind, like if you didn't get as many ribbons drawn, don't worry. Let's do it again. Let me do it in a more square way. If you're struggling, this might help. So you're going to draw a long rectangle like this. Write your name in the middle. So mine is Mrs. Tiamogo. My ribbon is a bit short. My name is going to have to be small. And then just above that, draw another rectangle that does like this, right? It's like a letter M sprouting from the middle. And we're going to make it go around that way. See how we connected that? It's just another way of drawing it. It's a little bit sharper, a little less realistic to me, but maybe easier to do. So we're going to do it on this side too. The M coming out, like that. And then this side going around. Let me show the more rounded way again. You're going to make a curved line that curves forward like this, right? So curved line like this. Then a sort of rounded square on the front. This is Mrs. Tiamogo's banner. And I think this is really going to be nice to put your names on our self-portraits in this way. So now I'm going to do the cut edges. Cut edge here and a cut edge there. And then here, connect it like that. Lovely. And doing this really brings out a different way of thinking inside your brain, like really looking at things in a 3D way and imagining what something would look like as like a ribbon that's something that moves, and being able to create that into something just 2D, just flat, a flat image of something that moves. It's really a lot for your brain to do. So if you're able to do this, good job. And it should actually help your brain to find math easier, actually. So that's all for today. Good job, my fellow humans, and have a wonderful day. Make good choices.